thanks for joining us today for another episode of Topkat Studios Sessions. My name is Rebecca De La Torre, and today I've got this crazy, awesome, cool artist from the Phoenix area, Miss Holly Pyle. Is that how you say it right?
Yeah.
Holly Pyle. Okay, awesome. Holly, so great to have you here.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Awesome. Why don't you introduce some of your musicians?
So that's my keyboard player, Garrison Jones. We've got Stephen Avalos on drums.
Awesome. Great. Well, what do you want to start with today?
I'm going to do a tune that we wrote, original tunes called Silence Won't You Come Back.
What's the name of this group here?
This is House of Stairs.
House of Stairs. Okay, Silence Won't You Come Back by Holly Pyle and House of Stairs.
To escape, more mind running after me. The corners I find are dark enough to keep me out of sight. Winding reels, play demands and repeat. Tension in my heels while I'm already hearing from right to left. Virgin, a moment serene, but the noise is toe-to-toe, secure and theft to remain in space. Silence, won't you come back? Silence, won't you come back? Silence, won't you come back and ease my mind? I can't sleep, I've no peace, just midnight cravings for a sweet release. No compass to stay north, no coordinates, I'm scatterbrained. Mind, please stop rambling, I can't decipher sounds of moving lips while you speak so loud. Running, I can't leave my past behind me or my future ahead of me. Silence, won't you come back? 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 Silence, won't you come back?
Wow, that was kick butt. I'd say something else, but I want this to be for all audiences. Wasn't that amazing? Oh my gosh. Now, you're born and raised in the Valley here, right?
Yeah.
Born and bred here in the oven. I mean, the Valley.
The oven, yes.
I had to start turning on my air conditioning today because I've been sweating like crazy. So I always like to make jokes about this being the oven. So you obviously you grew up here. You went to school here, or did you the whole entire time you've been here?
All Phoenix. Well, I went to college in Flagstaff, but
Pretty much it's still Arizona. Okay, so you went to high school. I mean, I seem to remember you were telling me about you weren't necessarily the popular chick, but you're so beautiful and so talented. What was it like?
At first it was fun, and I was really involved and had friends, and then they kind of started to graduate. And then
your friends were older.
yes. So by my last year of school, I did not have many friends actually. I think I had like 2 or 3 friends, and I kind of lived in the choir room.
Oh, okay.
So I had like my little space there, but I was afraid to go to the cafeteria during lunch. Like I just It was an uncomfortable kind of thing, actually.
Was there a bullying problem at all in your school?
Very subtle, not like the beat up kind of bullying, just, feeling very isolated for sure.
Okay. Oh wow, that stinks. But you ended up going to college here at NAU still. Mm-hmm. So it didn't drive you away from Arizona altogether.
Oh no. No, my parents had an opinion on that for sure.
Well, that's good. But you were able to at least cultivate your talents and all that. I mean, as you were spending time here or more in isolation, right? In high school. That's cool. So one thing that I've really noticed I think is really cool is because of technology, we've had a lot of different looping artists these days, as you've noticed. But most of them, they play, I don't know, like a guitar, or they like do some little hits or whatever. But you do the majority of your looping just with your voice.
Yes.
That is really cool. So, had told her before, I think she's more like a Bobby McFerrin on steroids, because it's really awesome how she does so many different sounds, and we're going to get to hear a little bit about that. So, what gave you the idea to decide to loop just with your voice?
I've seen some other artists do it actually. It started with this Cyril Aimé. She's a French singer, and she does a looping thing, and she had this, it's called Nuit Blanche, and I think it's Nuit Blanche. And she does all the sounds, and she has this like really bright tone with it and these very creative approaches. There's that in this group called Tune Yards as well, and the woman is just this multi-instrumentalist percussionist, and the way that they use their voice as an instrument with looping, it just kind of opened this world of potential, And I spent my whole childhood like using the recording thing on your computer. And
really?
I would record myself, and then I would like harmonize with that.
Oh, that's cool.
Then use like GarageBand, and you can like put all the harmonies in there and kind of just go have fun with it. So this was like a live way of doing it.
That's so funny. I'm a bit older than Holly, and I actually remember I did the same thing. My first instrument was trombone, and I would record myself with this stupid little tape player because I didn't have a computer. I didn't even have a computer. But then I would harmonize with myself doing these melodious etudes for trombone, and that's so funny you say that, because it reminded me that I actually did the same thing. But that also helped you begin to develop your creative ideas as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, very, very cool. Let's see, I always got to keep coming back to my cheat sheet so I don't forget what to ask you. So what are your strongest musical influences? Obviously, you mentioned a couple of looping artists.
Yeah, Esperanza Spalding is another one.
Esperanza Spalding, the chick that plays the upright bass with the big fro. Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, just that she does that vocal instrumental kind of approach where you hear her scat and it just sounds like she's trying to be another instrument.
Yeah.
And it's not like these confines of the blip, 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 like these like there's sort of a jazz scat etiquette in a way where there's certain consonants and combinations you hear, but with her you just feels like this liberation of voice, and it's just sound, and I don't know, it's captivating.
You really enjoy her artistry.
Yes, and there's also a band called Hiatus Coyote, and
Hiatus Coyote.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's an Australian group. And actually, this whole band is just obsessed with them. We
really?
We love
okay.
them. And her songwriting is fantastic as well.
Okay, very cool. So you do write your own songs. Now, the last song that we just heard, Silence Won't You Come Back, did y'all write that together as a group, or is that your tune? Or
I wrote the lyrics, and then I have some of the chords. Shea Marshall actually wrote some of the chords as well. And then I kind of hid it for a while, and then I had a rehearsal with these guys. I was like, "Hey, this is a chart that I have that, they're like, this is awesome." And they've added a lot of really cool elements to it with the rhythmic sort of displacements, and just the way the song feels and vibes is very much what they've come up with.
No, that's awesome. That was such a great, totally cool tune. I'd never heard that tune until today, and so I was just totally digging it and grooving. I don't even know how stupid I looked, but I don't care, because that was a fun time, man. So there are other tunes, like there's another tune I think I've seen, that was it called Zoloft, right? That I've seen. But didn't you say you wanted to do this one today with your group?
Yes.
All right. So you can check this one out online. It's a tune that she does with just the looping pedal. It's called Zoloft. But this time we're going to get to hear it with your group, House of Stairs.
Yes. And also Shea Marshall plays on this with us as well.
Oh, cool. Well, let's have Shea come on in. Don't hit the camera on your way in. So this is Shea Marshall. How long have y'all been playing together?
House of Stairs has been since August.
Oh, wow. It's a really brand new group. This is awesome. Okay, cool. Well, you got to hear this. Again, make sure you check out the version online when you'll want to once you hear this too. So this is Holly Pyle, House of Stairs, Zoloft.
can sleep blend into one. I wanna feel again. I wanna feel again. I wanna feel again. I wanna feel motivation far removed, expectations follow suit, bliss from my mental traffic dismissed, locked in my room, a clearing the mist, it words leave me amiss, yearning for my voice to return to my lips. Teaching myself to awake from this trance, counting down to surface my distant consciousness. I won't stand for seeking turbulence without a ripple to conform my feelings. I wanna feel again. I wanna feel again. I wanna feel again. I wanna feel
That was so great. That was so freaking cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna provide a link here. You got to check out the version of her doing it with the looping pedal, just with her looping system online. She's got that on YouTube. You got to check that out too and hear the difference in those. That's awesome. Actually, I thought you were gonna throw some of the looping in there too. I thought you were doing it like the band and the looping system.
We've done that sometimes.
Okay.
In the recording process, we plan on doing more of that. But in
Yeah.
a live setting, as far as the time of the song and the arrangement of it, I like to give more space to other members to kind of contribute that as well.
No, that's awesome. It sounded awesome. There was nothing missing, you know?
Yeah,
So tell us a little bit about this looping system, though, because I want you to do a song just with that, if that's cool.
Oh, yeah. So this is kind of an upgrade in the general looping thing, because usually with a lot of loop rigs, you see maybe one or two or three settings where you can kind of record ideas. And this one has 5 different settings. And so what you do is you press a button, you sing or play something, and as soon as you want that to loop and repeat, you press the button at that time. And it allows you to A, have a looping set of something you've recorded, but B, add more and more to it.
Okay.
And so what I like to do with this is make full songs where you have some verses and they have some chords, and then you have a chorus and there's different chords in the chorus, or finding different tone combinations and figuring out how to use them.
And you can add effects on each channel
Oh,
as well.
yeah.
And what about timing? How do you make sure that it times? Do you just have to keep it all memorized in your head? Or
Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of metronome stuff,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Okay.
But I can also do effects like, there's my bass, if I want bass.
Oh,
And,
that's cool.
And I have some filters that I use sometimes. And
Okay.
there's a lot of different effects. And I can do that in and after that I've made something.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, what's a tune that you'd like to do solo with that?
I have a song called Beyond Repair that...
And this is one you wrote?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Beyond Repair by Holly Pyle.
Your first impression gave me the creeps, but I didn't listen to a single peep. Your words were laced with desperation and deceit. I should have asked for proof of purchase and ID, but your heart so hollow, your heart so hollow, and I just can't follow such a blind path. You fooled me one time, you fooled me twice. Don't bother pressing your luck, or you'll pay a price. I'm certain walking away was the best move I could make to avoid explosions from the launch of a mistake. In the meantime, you're basking in all of the lies that you couldn't fake, 'cause you're broken beyond repair. Broken beyond repair. Broken beyond repair. You're miserable, and I don't care. I should be mourning my sudden loss. I should be crying to sleep and questioning all I've tossed away. I should be tracing my steps, counting all my regrets and all I could have changed in myself. I should be begging for more when you walked out the door, said I'm sorry I ever left. But your heart's so hollow, your heart's so hollow, and I just can't wallow. I haven't lost a thing. You called me one time, you called me twice. Haven't you gotten the hint that I'll never be your wife? So I'm smiling and grinning because I have nothing left to say. There's no reason to grieve because my life gets better every day. Now you're questioning your silence for all of the lies that you couldn't fake, 'cause you're broken beyond repair. 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 Broken
Oh my gosh, that was so cool. That
Thank
was
you.
so crazy cool. I was just digging it. I didn't realize it was like, oh, it's ending. Is it ending?
It's fading.
That's crazy. That's so awesome, so creative. So now you can see what I'm talking about. Check out Zoloft online. It's another great one like this. Now so when we did the one song, Zoloft, I've heard you do it now with a band, but do you ever play with musicians with the looping pedal at all?
New development, but yes.
Okay. So maybe do you have a song that you could show us?
Yes.
Like that, or?
Actually, Shea plays many instruments, and so we have a duo act where he's slowly meandering, where he plays upright bass.
Yes.
He'll also do bass clarinet and accordion, depending on the song.
And all at the same time.
all at the same time. You know.
You should see where I put the harmonica.
Shea is really fun. I actually had the pleasure of doing a gig with him for the first time last Saturday, and he's over here because I was just hired to sing, and the keyboard wasn't even conveniently located. It just didn't work out. But he's like playing sax and doing the chords in his right hand. It was pretty fun. So.
All right.
So which one is this?
This is Collective Souls Shines. This is our arrangement of that.
Okay, yeah, I remember that song. Awesome.
Give me your word, give me your sign. Show me what to look and tell me what will I find. What will I find? Lay me on the ground or fly me in the sky. Show me where to look and tell me what will I find. What will I find? Heaven, let your light shine down. Oh, heaven, let your light shine down. Oh, heaven, let your light shine down. Oh, heaven, let your light shine down. Hey, 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 love is in the water, love is in the air. Show me where to look and tell me will love be there? Will love be there? Teach me how to speak and teach me how to share. Show me where to go and tell me will love be there? Will love be there? Hey, hey, heaven, let a light, let it shine on me. Hey, heaven, let your light, let it shine on me. Shine, shine on me. Hey, shine, let it shine.
That was so cool. This was
Thank you.
so cool. Awesome. I love that song. I wanted to sing along, but I didn't want to interrupt anything that was going on that was so awesome. I love that tune. I listened to that tune when I was a kid, man. That's such a great song.
Same. I love grunge music growing up, so a lot of some of the stuff that we do is like Nirvana arrangements and Soundgarden and
Which is ironic because when I first heard about Holly, maybe a little over a year ago, I started kind of, stalked you a little bit online, but nothing too creepy. I thought you were mainly a jazz singer, so so I hear you do a collective soul tune here. I mean, what are your real musical influences?
Well, honestly, Mariah Carey was like my first
Oh my God, me too.
obsession. Like her and Alicia Keys.
Me too.
I'd walk around school and sing Fallen like every day until people were just like, God, that's so annoying. So I loved all of that, all the ornamentations and all that nuance. And then, jazz is sort of, when you're 14, jazz is like this academic version of doing a bunch of ornaments. And it was like, oh, cool. And then there's this whole other world that opens up as you get into jazz and how challenging it becomes. And I mean, actually, before jazz, I was trying to figure out what to go to school for with music. Mm-hmm. And the first thing is like, classical training. So opera was the initial thing, was like, all right, I'll go to school for opera. And I loved it at first. And I tried out jazz while I was there and fell in love with jazz. And it was very much more like that roots of Mariah Carey that I loved, and that freedom and that ability to kind of play with music ideas instead of having a regimented thing.
Exactly.
So I had to drop out of opera to do that. And
so you did actually. So you finished, but your degree was mainly in classical studies, or what was your degree in from NAU?
It was a general music degree.
Oh, okay.
And so I kind of just took all the jazz classes I could take there.
Oh, okay.
Along
Awesome.
with some classical classes like diction and theory and everything
Oh,
else.
yeah, you got to do that stuff too.
Right.
They make you take that.
Yeah.
I got an engineering degree and I even took theory, so that's awesome. Well, so there's another project that you're involved with called The Shakes, and that's where you have a CD,
The Stakes.
right? Or The Stakes. I'm so sorry. Gosh, The Stakes. Tell us about this music, because we're not doing any of that today. But
Right. So that's a hip hop band that I'm
Okay.
part of. Very much influenced by the Roots kind of feel, where it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
live band that has freestyle and pre-done rap on it as well. So there's two MCs. I sing. There's a bass player, keyboard, and drums.
Okay, awesome.
And so we've been together for like a year and a half now.
Okay.
And so that was just released less than a month ago, actually.
So The Stakes Music Volume 1, and we can find that one at thestakesmusic.com?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We'll have some links for that. And do you have any other music projects that you're working on right now? Like recording?
Well, this Loop Do is a project, House of Stairs, this one, I think that's everything.
It's quite a few.
Yeah, for now.
That's a lot, so awesome. Well, where can people hear you play in the Valley?
We have a steady gig on Wednesdays in Arcadia. We do some stuff downtown as well.
What's the name of the place in Arcadia?
Is the Vig.
The Vig, okay.
So we're there Wednesday nights. We do the Sheraton downtown every other Saturday.
Okay.
And then the Phoenix Public Market downtown every other Sunday.
And you have a website where people can find your dates?
Yes.
Excellent.
At hollypyle.com, which
Okay.
is Pyle. And there's a whole calendar and also labeled of like, this is this project and who's involved in each show. And we're at the Nash actually as a full creative show in late April 24th.
April 24th at the Nash. That's a great venue, really great venue in the new Phoenix Arts District, if you will. I don't know if they officially call it that, but I'm starting to call it that. A lot of mom and pop place, a lot of artsy kind of stores and restaurants and stuff there. The Nash is right there. What is it, Washington or Roosevelt?
Roosevelt and First Street.
Roosevelt and First, that's right. So that'll be April 24th?
Yes.
That's a great venue. I highly recommend that show. Well, let's see. Is there anything else you wanted to share with us before we did our final tune?
I guess how I feel about songwriting is something that resonates. And it's kind of a recent thing where I feel like I was kind of a weird kid, that I was kind of a space cadet and I didn't really pay attention. And I was just kind of always daydreaming. And it's kind of added up over the years where I started to feel very disconnected. And songwriting has been a sort of a therapy for me to kind of reconnect with life in general and just the process of it and having to do so much research on details and nuance. It's something that I care very much about, and it's been so exciting to meet these musicians that are so enabling of it as well, and that really have given me confidence that I never that I never had, and it's just, I don't know, it's been very good for the soul to meet these musicians.
And you sound so wonderful together. I mean, it's funny because I would never think for a moment that you didn't have any confidence or that you had any lacking thereof, because you sound so amazing and you've done such a unique, I mean, your entire songwriting style, at least the stuff that we've heard, today, like Zoloft and Silence When She Come Back. And these are very unique tunes. I mean, your entire style of songwriting, it doesn't necessarily follow the 1, 4, 5, 3 chord progression. It's really awesome and nuance. I've noticed that you do have a lot of attention to detail. I think it's really beautiful. And not only can you hear it in your music, and especially in your looping, where I can hear every little note that you're doing that's just fits so perfectly in the entire arrangement. But also, we were trying to figure out the arrangement for this tune that we're about to do together. It's called Stay Away From Bill. This is one that Holly chose. And I didn't have it figured out. And I was like, oh, good. Well, Shea's going to be here. He's like a master and a wizard. And so he's going to figure it out. But it's funny because she was working with him on this tune. And she's like, no, I think it's not the 7, it's the 6. And I was like, man, she's like, she knows this stuff. You really have a great ear.
Thank you.
And it's just a joy to get to work with you and have all of you here in the studio today.
Well, likewise. Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, make sure you check out Holly Pyle online and the House of Stairs and the Stakes and what is it, Holly Pyle Shea Marshall duo, or
he wants to call it Holly Pyle and the Loops, and I haven't.
Or Holly and the Loops.
I haven't decided on that one yet.
That's great. Phoenix, this is your community. These are your musicians. Get out there and support them. Keep the money in your local economy. When you go and support places like the Nash and other locally owned restaurants, or any restaurants that are supporting these musicians, you're putting money right back into your own economy. So I'll get off my soapbox on that. But seriously, this is what this show is about. We really want to make you aware of all the great talent that you have. You've grown right here in your own oven or valley. Yeah.
Yes.
I like oven too, because I sweat so much around here. Cool. Well, let's finish off then with "Stay Away from Bill" by Diane Schuur. Did she write it?
Actually, I don't know if she wrote it.
Okay. I could never find it online. Goodness gracious. Okay. Hopefully, I don't screw this one up because you guys are so amazing. Let's see if we make this work. You count it off there, Holly.
If you want a man you can love and be his one and only, if you want a man who will be there and always will, if this is what you're looking for, the prince is gonna show up at your door. Whatever you do, stay away from Bill. Stay away from Bill. He's a beast, and you'll always be lonely. He won't ever call and he'll run when he's had his fill. He'll put you on a pedestal. That's right before he puts you through the mill. Whatever you do, stay away from me. If you're wondering if there's any good in him, when it comes to Bill, the answer's no. He'll lie and deceive you, he'll love you and leave you and go. You'll be miserable. So stay away from Bill. Stay away from Bill. He's bad and he ain't nothing but trouble. He's nothing but trouble. Stay away from Bill. Stay away if you do,
I told you.
Ooh, that boy is mine. Mine.
Oh, that was so fun. I'm sorry I screwed it up. I forgot. You were just gonna sing "He'll Love You and Leave You," and then I come in and I'm like,
We're all in it together. It's good.
Yeah, sorry about that. I always screw something up on this.
I've been wanting to sing this since I was 17, so thank you for...
Awesome.
Yeah, I first heard it on the radio and I like put up my tape recorder and I was like, I love this song, and I've never been able to find a chart on it or anything, and
Well,
as
now
we
we
know,
know.
right?
Thanks to Shea, we
yes.
made one.
So
Awesome. Holly, it's been so great to have you and your whole group here. Go ahead and announce your band members one more time.
we've got Stephen Avalos here on the drums. Woo. Got Garrison Jones playing keys.
Awesome.
We've got Shea Marshall on upright bass and bass clarinet and all the things.
And jokes.
Yes.
And comedian. And I'm Rebecca Delatorre. We've got Holly Pyle here. Thanks so much for being on the show today, Holly. Phoenix, get out there and support your local musicians, and have a great day.